Let me hit you with this question right away.
Yeah.
How many Americans do you think are accidentally giving up tens of thousands of dollars just by choosing the wrong Social Security age? Because I saw a number recently that honestly shocked me. And today's guest is Charlie. He's 40.
Wow.
He works in retirement planning, and he told me something before we started recording
Hi.
that literally made me go, wait, people are doing that. Charlie, welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. And
Yeah.
people do it every day. And what's scary is they do it confidently and they think they're making the smart decision.
All right, I'm not going to drag this out.
Mhm.
What's the biggest mistake Americans make when claiming Social Security?
They claim it's 62 without understanding what that actually means.
And that's the big one.
Because 62 feels like this magic number in America.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm eligible, so I should grab it.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Because the moment you claim that number is locked.
Actually locked like a tattoo. And most people don't realize they're signing up for a smaller check for the rest of their life.
Mhm.
So they'll claim at 62 and then at 72, they're sitting there like, why is my Social Security check so low?
Mhm.
Well, because you chose the low option.
Yeah. And nobody explains that part.
Yeah. Nobody explains it. It's like buying a car and nobody tells you the interest rate until after you sign.
Give us a real example. Like
Okay.
in real life.
Sure. Let's say your full retirement age benefit is $2,000 a month. If you claim at 62, you might get around $1,400-ish if you wait until 67.
You get the 2,000, and if you wait until 70, you might get closer to $2,480.
Yeah, you might.
Now listen to that difference: $1,400 versus $2,480.
Yeah.
That's over $1,000 every month. That's a mortgage payment. That's groceries. That's your Medicare supplements. That's can I afford to live alone money.
That's not small.
Not small at all. And the worst part is people say, well, I'll just take it early and invest it. No, you won't. Most people don't invest it. They spend it on bills because life is expensive.
So why do people do it?
Right.
Why do so many Americans rush to 62?
Fear.
Yeah.
It's always fear. They think Social Security is going to disappear. They think they're going to die early. They think I need to take it before. The government takes it from me, and I get it because the news headlines are scary. But what happens is they make a panic decision. And the sad thing is, panic decisions cost money.
Also, I feel like there's a cultural thing where Americans hate waiting.
Mhm.
Yes, that too. Americans love immediate rewards. It's like, I want my money now, but Social Security rewards patience.
Right.
It literally pays you more for waiting.
But I have to push back a little because people always bring up the break-even point. They'll say,
Okay.
if I claim at 62 and I die at 75, I win. So is that wrong?
It's not totally wrong, but it's incomplete because people talk about Social Security like it's a casino game. Like, how do I beat the system?
Yeah.
That's the wrong mindset.
Mhm.
Social Security isn't about beating the system. It's about protecting yourself if you live longer than you expected, because the nightmare isn't dying at 75. The nightmare is living to 92 and running out of money at 84. That's the real fear nobody talks about.
Yeah, nobody wants to be 85 and broke.
Exactly. And I've seen it. People in their late 70s, early 80s, they come into a meeting and they're like, I didn't think I'd live this long.
And they're not joking.
Yeah.
They're serious.
Right.
And they're stuck with a smaller Social Security check forever.
Okay, let's talk marriage because this is where things get messy.
This is where the biggest mistakes happen because couples claim Social Security like it's two separate decisions, but it's not.
Yeah.
For most married couple, the smartest strategy is to think like a team.
Yeah.
Here's the killer detail. When one spouse dies, the surviving spouse usually keeps the higher check. So if the higher earner claims early,
Mhm.
and they are permanently lowering the amount the surviving spouse will live on.
Wait, so if my husband is the main earner and he claims at 62
Mhm.
and then he dies at 75, I am stuck with that reduced check?
Exactly. And this is why I tell couples delaying Social Security isn't just about you, it's about protecting your spouse.
Mhm.
Because statistically, women live longer. So a lot of wives end up living 10, 15, sometimes 20 years alone. And if the husband claimed early, she's basically living on the discount version of his benefit.
That's brutal.
It's brutal and nobody explains it.
What about people who claim early but keep working? Because I hear that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is another trap if you claim before full retirement age and you earn too much. Social Security can withhold some of your benefits. So people think, I'm going to collect Social Security and work full time. Then they get surprised when their check is smaller or withheld. And then they think Social Security scammed them. No, you just didn't know the rules.
So it's not always free money.
Exactly. It's
Say.
not like a coupon.
Okay. We have to address the big conspiracy fear.
Yeah.
People think Social Security is going to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I hear it constantly.
Same every week. And here's what I tell people. Social Security might change, yes, but the idea that it will vanish completely is extremely unlikely because it's politically untouchable. It's one of the few things both parties know they can't just destroy. Now, could they adjust the full retirement age?
Yes.
Could they tax benefits differently? Yes. Could they reduce future benefits slightly? Possibly.
Yep.
But for most people, claiming early out of fear is like selling your house because you heard a rumor about the market.
Right.
You're making a permanent move based on temporary panic.
And that panic move costs you every month.
Forever.
Okay.
I want you to talk directly to the listener right now.
Okay.
Someone listening is 58. They're tired. They hate their job. They're like,
I am taking it at 62. What do you say?
I'd say slow down. Don't claim because you're emotional. Claim because you have a plan.
mm-hmm.
And I would ask them this. What happens? If you live longer than you think, what happens if inflation keeps rising?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you need assisted living because the older you get, the more valuable Social Security becomes. So if you can delay it, delay. And if you can't delay it, fine. But at least know what. You're trading because too many people claim it's 62. Like it's harmless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not harmless. It's a permanent pay cut.
Okay, let's do a quick rapid fire. When should people strongly consider waiting?
Easy if you're healthy, if your parents lived into their 80s or 90s.
If you're married and you're the higher earner, if you still have income coming in, if you have savings to cover a few years, if you're worried about inflation long term,
Those are the people who benefit massively from waiting.
Okay. And who should consider taking it earlier?
if you truly have health issues, if you absolutely need income to survive, if you're unemployed and have no other choice, or if you have zero savings and no way to bridge the gap. Because Social Security is there to support you, but the key is don't make the decision blindly.
Okay, Charlie, last question.
Real.
If you could say one sentence that every American should remember about Social Security, what would it be?
Here it is.
Yeah.
Claiming Social Security early feels good for 1 year and hurts for the next 25. That's the truth.
That line is going viral. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now.
It's true, though. People celebrate when they get the first check, but they don't realize that check becomes their financial ceiling.
That was honestly one of the most important conversations we've had. If you're listening right now and you have a parent, an uncle, an aunt,
You're approaching retirement yourself, send this episode to them because the scariest part about Social Security is that the mistake feels small until you live with it. Charlie, thank you so much.
yeah,
Thanks, Sarah. And I hope people take this seriously. It's one of the biggest retirement decisions they'll ever make.
all right, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.